get our next guests on?
Yeah, please.
I think we should. Ladies and gentlemen, two of the biggest pop stars in the country, the Pet Shop Boys. Where are you going to sit? Wow, it's great to have you on. Thank you so much for coming on. Because you're not the sort of people who normally do chat shows that often.
Do this kind of thing? No, we don't normally.
OK. And you two, you're getting on OK? You're still getting on as a partnership fine? Because in that room there, you look... You know, I sense trouble brewing.
He was sitting in the chair where he thought the camera wouldn't get him.
Because Chris is traditionally...
like this one.
Yeah. Because now everyone's staring right at you.
I know, it's horrible, isn't it?
Why you're not comfortable in the spotlight?
Not really.
But we all know you're the talented half of the band.
Well, that's true. Your laces were undone, man.
Thank you. I had my flies undone earlier when I met Liza Minnelli. She still didn't go for it. Did she say anything about me back there?
You're not onto a winner there.
Is she pining?
I don't think so.
That's so depressing, isn't it? It's great to see you've got a new album coming out. The fellas have got a new album coming out. This has been a while. I've been waiting for this one for a while.
Yeah, it's about 2.5 years. It comes out on April the 1st.
OK, and this one, you normally have just the one-word title for your album, so this one will be called?
Release.
Release. So the new release is called Release.
The new release is called Release. It's one of those kind of Pet Shop Boys things. We tried to think of a long title, but we couldn't see the point.
Chris, tell us about your life. Come on, unburden yourself.
What, in a word?
I know you've got a lot inside you want to get out.
I know, I'm bursting.
Tell us about your deepest, darkest secrets.
Ooh,
Oh, no, don't ask that.
You're a very smart guy. You always have been. That's why I love your albums, because the lyrics are always, you know, satisfying and they're intriguing and they touch me in certain ways. You know, I always look forward to your work. I read somewhere, and I don't know if this is true, that your last album, if and when you ever got to do your last album, and I know Chris would like to talk about this at some length, that the last album was going to be called, was it going to be called Thanks or Thank You? Chris?
Could be.
It was your...
Was it? Yeah, well, the first one was called Please, you know, so it followed on the last one, might be that, but I think we've put on other titles for the end, wouldn't we? I can't remember what they are now.
Posthumously.
But you do seem to know what you're doing. You seem to put more thought into most of your actions than your common or garden pop band.
Well, we tried to... we always try to do different stuff. It's like we made a record with Liza Minnelli, and we were asked by the record company in New York to do that. And we thought, well, Liza's never really made a pop record before, and she's got a great voice, and she's a huge star. We love huge stars.
But I get the feeling sometimes the reason why you guys like to hook up with these divas, these larger-than-life, is so that you can get a song where someone belts it out, and you don't have to break a sweat.
That's exactly it.
Because you are also probably the laziest man in pop, I think.
No, far from it.
I mean, you wear the big hats on stage, but you don't do a lot of running around.
No, well, I've never been that kind of performer.
Now, let's be frank with each other, fellas.
I was a journalist before this.
Well, exactly, and sitting
I was
down.
just sitting at a typewriter.
And now you just pretend to play the keyboard.
Exactly, no, I do play the keyboard.
We know he's the talented one. Let's be honest, Al, you're both knocking on, OK?
Yeah.
It's true, we all are. We can't
all
stop.
are.
We can't halt the march of time.
No.
I believe you're 42, Chris.
Yeah.
And Neil, you're a very youthful 47.
A very 47.
That means you're nearly 50.
And I can't believe that either.
Neil, that's a proper old man.
I know. It's like, you know, when you were a kid, you used to think everyone over the age of 30 should be killed.
Too old. Well, maybe not
now...
killed. But you know, that just strikes me so strange. I think of you as being, you know, young, especially pop stars and pop performers. My question being, and this might seem a little obvious, but will you keep calling yourself the Pet Shop Boys, or are you going to assume the mantle of manhood and we'll have Pet Shop Men and Pet Shop slightly older fellas, Pet Shop down the allotment, you know, grow into the name?
I like the title, Down the Allotment. No, we'll stay the boys.
Stay the boys, I like that. Let me ask you about something. You know, we're all getting older now, and I feel more relaxed doing my job. I get the feeling you guys are just more relaxed about what you do, and more relaxed in your life generally. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yeah, I think everyone is when they get a bit older, aren't they?
And why is that? Is that just because the stakes don't seem as high, or you put things in perspective more? What do you think that
No, the
is?
stakes are higher. We're having to work a lot harder at the moment, you know, that's why we're doing this.
But you want to sleep with me, though, don't you, Chris?
Why not?
Hey, now, let me just check. Well, if I'm not going now, I might as well get something out of you. Now, you guys, you're going to play live for this evening, is that right?
We are playing our new single, yeah.
I Am Delighted. The new single is called?
Home and Dry.
You're not going to play it right now because we want to basically want to have another guest first, and we want to give you a chance because I know you're all talked out. You're going to want to go and relax a bit before you come out.
I will lie down, yeah.
Because, you know, you've given and you've given and you've given even more.
Thank you.
You're even hiding your eyes from me now, look at that. You're hibernating. He's like a tortoise. He's got his name painted on his back.
First time we did an interview on the television was with Selena Scott on Breakfast Telly, and he fell asleep live on the television. So you've done very well tonight.
You know, it's so lovely to see you both. I'm a huge fan of yours, and
Thank
I
you
really
very much.
appreciate you coming. Don't
That's
go yet. Look,
amazing,
he's
yeah.
off already. Cannot wait to hide behind a keyboard. Chris, we'll let you get out your misery and go backstage and warm up. Later on the show, we'll be seeing them live. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pet Shop Boys.
Thank you.
Chris, thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Head off that way. I'll see you in a minute. You know what's coming out there, don't you? Pent-up sexual frustration. This will probably shock no one, but I do like a monkey.